pretty on the nose, the Halloween theme. And that's my plan for Halloween. Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing really well and you had a nice weekend and a good Monday. Here is this week's Performing Arts Creative Remedies session. Because Halloween is this weekend, I thought there was nothing else I could do really except a Halloween themed week. And it's going to be predominantly writing again. We'll do some creative writing, a variety of some script, some story, some poetry, and some just creative writing in general. So what you're going to need is a pen and some paper or a book where you can do lots of different notes, and you've got some space. So feel free to pause the video, come back when you've got anything you might need. Okay, fantastic. So the first thing we're going to do is just get us started, get us warmed up. Automatic writing, we do this a lot. So I'm sure you know the drill now. You get a minute on the clock. You just got to write for as much of that minute as you can without stopping. Don't change your idea. Don't think, oh, that's not very good. Everything is good because it's just about unlocking that part of our brain that maybe says, that's not a good idea, or I'm sure there's something better, or that's not what Gemma means. Everything is what I mean. It's all correct. So we're going to have 3 minutes doing this, and I'm going to give you 3 starter words that will just send you off. You can write it in a list, don't have to worry about any spelling. You can write a story. If you get stuck at any point, just go back to that starter word and just start again and go, right, what does that make me think? Okay, and just start writing something. I'm going to do the first one with you and read out what I've done, just to give you a sense of what it can be, but as I say, it can be literally anything. So it's Halloween themed. Don't feel like you have to think about that all the time, but you might pick up on that there's some themes, some words that link with that here in the first task. So without further ado, get your pens at the ready. Our first word, and 1 minute, is going to be the word orange. Okay, so anything goes. Anything that makes you think, anything you think of from the word orange, get writing it. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, 10 seconds left. Okay, last couple of seconds, so write your last little bits. Do not worry, we're not going to share these, except I'm going to read mine. Fantastic, sorry, stop, put your pens down. That is the end of the minute. Well done. When I'm writing it, when I do this along with you, I realise how quick the time goes. Okay, so that was orange, it was first one. They get a bit easier as you go. If you found that a bit stunted, a bit like, keep losing my ideas or whatever, you'll get, that's what the point of the exercise is, to get us warmed up. However, this is what I wrote for orange. So I wrote, sweet, juicy, flesh, pumpkin, carved and altered into a smile or an angry face, or a scene for those handy and creative, lit in your window, scary and welcoming all at once. So there you go. I went down a bit of a classic Halloween route. Whatever you wrote will have been brilliant, and it doesn't matter. Whether you did similar or different, everything goes. Next one, I'm going to start the clock again. We've got another minute. I might have another little go because I quite enjoyed it. The second word we're working on today is the word clock. Clock. Okay, off you go. 1 minute. halfway through. And remember, if you lose your train of thought, just go back to that first word, clock. Go back to that, start again. Okay, 15 seconds left. Okay, 5 seconds. Last sentence, last word. Fantastic, time is up, put your pens down, give your hands a little stretch, give them a little, sometimes when you like for 2 minutes flat it can start to hurt, so doing really well. We've just got one more to go. I'll give you a little sense of what I was writing about. I didn't do the full minute, but ticking, changing, ruling. Some are fast and make us confused, some are slow and make us late. Okay, last word is spooky. Pretty on the nose of the Halloween theme. I'm going to reset the timer and give you a minute on the clock, and again, so maybe write that word spooky, and again, if you get stuck at any point, just think back. Spooky, what does it make me think of? It might make you think of your childhood. A film, making a ghost costume out of a sheet, might make you think of walks in the park, seeing pumpkins in the windows, trick-or-treating, seeing the things in the shop, the way it feels when you walk home and it's dark outside, whatever it makes you think of. Might make you start making you think of things that rhyme with spooky or spook. Anything goes. Your minute starts now. The word is spooky. Okay, we're halfway through now. Just 30 seconds left. Keep writing if you can. Try not to stop. Keep going back to that starter word if you need to. Just 10 seconds left now. So your last ideas and thoughts, get them on the paper as quick as you can. Okay, and your time is up. Fantastic, put your pens down. Brilliant. So that activity has hopefully got us creatively a little bit more warmed up, but also blocking, help us to relax and get rid of that blocking thing that we sometimes do as creative people. When we're writing, we go, oh no, that's not a very good idea. But we want to get rid of that, because today it's all about every idea is a good idea, but also I often find those first ideas that we sometimes dismiss are the best ideas. So it's always good to give them a chance. Okay, second task for today then. We're going to go straight into Halloween. What I'd like you to do is write a list. So it's very similar to this automatic writing, but there's no time limit on it. You can press pause on the video, take your time with it. Whether you want to get a piece of paper and write the word Halloween in the middle and shoot loads of things off it, or you just want to write a list, whatever. But this list, this mind map of the word Halloween, that's going to be useful for us for the rest of the tasks today. So it's worth taking a bit of time over this and not just doing sort of 4 or 5 words. Really explore the theme. I want you to write down all the words that you can think of that link somehow with Halloween. I think it'd be really useful to consider the bigger picture as well of the season, not just the actual day or the actual event of Halloween. So consider the season. Autumn. We have been moving into autumn for a while now, so all the colours that you can see, the way things have changed, especially over the weekend with the clocks changing, the lighting's a bit different, it's darker at night. Think about the senses. So think about all the different senses and things how that might link with Halloween. So things that you can smell, textures, so how things feel, and things that are crunchy maybe rather than soft and quiet, maybe So that's leaves, maybe things falling from the trees, the wind, the rain hammering, whatever it might be, and sounds, yeah. So smells, textures, sounds, the season, all this big umbrella thing around Halloween. I started off a little bit of a list, and it started with crackling, wind, fire, smoke, candles, pumpkin. Okay, that's the very beginnings of a list there. I'd expect, so there's about six things on my list. I'd expect probably at least sort of 20 things on your list, exploring the whole theme of Halloween, as many things as you can think of. Halloween, the season, and those senses around it as well. As I say, that this is going to be really useful for our next bit. So pause the video, spend a good 5 minutes or so really thinking about the season. For you, it might not be a brilliant time, you might not like it, so you might want to talk about some emotions or feelings that it provokes. Maybe you're a bit frightened, you don't like the dark, whatever. Maybe you love it. Maybe this is your time when you feel the most alive and happy, so you might want to put some emotions in there as well. Okay, I'm going to leave you to your list and then come back when you have completed it. Fab. Okay, so now we're going to start doing some creative writing, and that list that you've got, you can refer back to that throughout these tasks. And what I mean by that is you can almost be ticking off the words, like, oh, this story, I'm going to use this sort of words, or it's going to be all about autumn, or it's going to be this, it's going to be that. Or if you're stuck a little bit on your script, you might go back and go, oh yeah, this thing about sort of candles in the windows and drawing me in and wondering what's happening inside or whatever. You might include that, okay? So that is your resource sheet, basically. Right, so the first task on Halloween is you're going to write a script. I'm going to give you the first line of the scene and the last line of the scene. This scene can be a page of A4, it can be 3 pages of A4, it can be as long or short as you like. Okay, but these have to be the starter and finisher. I would try and fit in, I'd try and go for like at least half a page of A4, if not a bit more. But it doesn't have to be much longer. Okay, so I've called my characters A and B. You can call them anything you like. You could be a lot more creative. You can call them Phyllis and Clarence, or Bob and Jim, whatever you want, okay? So make a note of this at the top of your page. This is the first line of the scene. A says, "Did you want to talk to me about something?" Okay? A says, "Did you want to talk to me about something?" It's a question. They're asking B. And then at the bottom of your page, maybe, or just write it somewhere else ready for the very end, the last line of the scene is B is going to say, "And that's my plan for Halloween." Okay? And that's my plan for Halloween. So we've got a scene that starts with, "Did you want to talk to me about something?" and ends with, "And that's my plan for Halloween." Okay, so your job is to fill in the gaps. Give your characters some names, go back to your bigger list, think about what this plan is for Halloween. Are they excited? Are they not excited? Are they doing something big, something small, something spooky, something to frighten somebody? Whatever it is, you're going to write the script about it between A and B, but you call them whatever you like. Okay, so pause the video again and then come back when you're finished. Fantastic. Okay. Really wish I could see these scripts, and if you want to take a picture of your work and send it into Pete or post it underneath the video, I would absolutely love to see it, because it really brightened up my Halloween actually, because I haven't really got any plans at all. So reading some of your spooky, interesting, creative Halloween scripts would really help. Okay, next activity. You're going to write about an object that shouldn't come alive but does. Okay? Can be any object you like. It can be something you might take inspiration from in your house. You might decide it's this cushion. Okay, the killer cushion. Or it might be your lamppost outside your house with the light on, that turns around, speaks to you in your bedroom window, says it's looking after you with the evil spirits of Halloween, whatever. So just choose an object, tell us about it. They shouldn't come alive, but they do. You can do this as a story, so it could be, you can set up as a story like, one day, one afternoon, Gemma was so tired from work, she lay down on the couch, put her head on the pillow and fell asleep. Suddenly she was awoken as the pillow seemed to flip her over and jump on top of her. As she was just stirring from her slumber, she realised that the pillow had grown arms and was hugging her head angrily. Whatever. Okay. So that could be a story. Could be a description. So you might say, the pillow is this colour, it's this big, and at night, this is what happens to it. Okay, so a description, or it could be a monologue. So that is where a character, a made-up character, would be talking to the audience about it. So like, oh my gosh, I've just had the worst day ever. You would not believe it. My cushion came to life. Yeah, I know, just hear me out. Hear me out. Okay? I was on the sofa. Not even near the cushion. Okay? And suddenly it started creeping forward. I had to do a double take. It seemed to get closer and closer. I thought, no, Gemma, you are tired. Sure enough, suddenly it was here, right next to my face, etc. So, a story, a description, or a monologue where the characters talk to the audience about a object that shouldn't come alive, but does. I got a bit carried away there. Hopefully you're going to get carried away as well in a similar creative fashion. So, I'm going to leave you to it. Enjoy. Okay, fantastic. Amazing. And if we were in the pyramids, I would love to see some of those being performed. That would really be amazing. And hopefully if you live with people, or you've got you're in a bubble or something, and if you've created a little monologue, show it off. Read it out to somebody. They'll really enjoy it, and it's really, I think there's no other feeling than you get when you're performing. So a mini performance is what everyone needs right now. Okay. So, our pretty much final, one tiny task after this, but creative writing task. I'd like you to write a story to tell at night. Oh, I've missed out a really important word there. Write a ghost story to tell at night. I did mean to get a torch and put it under my chin like this, and I've completely forgotten. But you know the sort of story that you tell at a camping trip. And the room is quiet, and you get your torch out and you hold it underneath your chin, and you say, once upon a time. Okay, that's sort of classic ghost story. This is when your list might come in really handy. You might want to really be descriptive, okay, and tick off some of those words, like those sounds, those crackling textures, the colours of the autumn, the colours of Halloween, the noises, the screams, whatever, okay? I have began a bit of a story. I wish I had my torch. I'll give you a little essence of it, but yours could be absolutely anything, can be about anything. So if so far you've done like a killer cushion and a Halloween party, perhaps with your script, you might want to go down a bit of a mysterious route where we don't really know what's happening, just strange things keep happening. Or you might want to go down a route of somebody frightened and scared at Halloween, whatever, okay? So, my story. One Halloween, many full moons ago, when the leaves were falling from the trees thick and fast, there was a boy who wasn't frightened of anything. His sister, on the other hand, was nervous of her own shadow. The crackling of the leaves underfoot in the park made her jump, and as soon as the carved pumpkins started to appear, she felt the fear sweep over her. Now that is just the beginnings, and I used my very short list to try and tick off as many of those words as possible, and that really helped me and guided me where the story might go. Okay, so using your list, you're writing a ghost story to tell at night. It can be half a page again, it can be several pages. The world's your oyster. Just enjoy, let your creativity flow. Use your list to keep referring back to if you need it, and really enjoy it. You can press pause on the video, you can be as long as you like, have a cup of tea, have a little think about it, get a torch out, think about, is this spooky? But it's got to be a ghost story, okay? So it's about a ghost story to tell at night. Good luck and enjoy. Fantastic, that is almost the end of the session now. Thank you so much. There's been lots of activities there, and perhaps it's a little bit too much to take on in one go, so there's some there for up your sleeve. So as we get nearer to Halloween, if you decide, didn't get round to writing that ghost story, maybe write it on the eve of Halloween or over the weekend or whenever. If you've got a little moment where you think, I could do with something creative to do just to give me a boost, you can always do some of those automatic writing tasks, pick a couple of words, write about them, and then write your ghost story. And keep hold of your list, your theme of Halloween, all those words, because they're going to help with any of those activities you might choose to do later on in the week. Last thing then, you're going to write a poem about Halloween. I'm going to tell you that the first line has got 4 words in it, the second line has got 2, third line has got 2, and the last line has got 1 word. Okay, so do you want to write those down? So the top line, first line is 4 words long, second line just 2 words long, third line just 2, last line 1. So it's a 4, 2, 2, 1 poem. So that just means that's what you've got to stick to in terms of length of lines and words. I will give you an example of one I have written. A scream was heard, rustling leaves, heartbeat quickens, boo! That's my Halloween poem from me to you. And that's your final task for today. If you can write your own Halloween poem, again, maybe look back at your list. Even if it's just a lovely combination of some of those words, or a suggestion of something happening, whatever you like. Just be creative and enjoy. And I will say thank you so much. Have a brilliant week. Enjoy Halloween this weekend, whatever you might be up to. If you are the type to watch a late night ghost film, spooky film, enjoy that. If you want to be tucked up in bed with hot chocolate, me, early on, cosy and warm, then enjoy that as well. Okay, thank you for taking part, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.